Welcome to Gluten Free and Me. Jen here, Salmon Patties there. We're making this for dinner tonight. I have some sockeye salmon that I've taken out, and I just put some water on it, rinsed it, and patted it down. This is about 2 1/4 pounds of salmon. And I've already preheated my oven for 350. Some honey, some soy sauce, and some garlic powder. And I'm gonna just mix it on up and pour it on top. So funny, my husband loves this recipe and doesn't like honey, but it's so, just don't tell him. He won't know the difference. And I had just a little bit of garlic in the soy, but I'm just gonna put a little bit on top because my family is very garlic forward, and a little tiny bit of onion, that's all. And let this bake for about 20 minutes. Now, if you wanna use it raw, go ahead, absolutely, you can use your salmon raw. I have always used this recipe that I came up with baked salmon. So 20 minutes in a 350. While the salmon is cooking, I have cut finely, nice tiny little chunks of onion, celery, and carrots. So I have one medium to large sweet onion, about 3 nice tall celery stalks, top and all, trimmed up the ends for the top and all, and 2 carrots peeled and chopped fine. And I'm gonna reduce them down so they're a little bit soft with olive oil, and let them cool so that I can combine them with the salmon and make some patties. Cook away. Well, these are cooked. They smell fantastic, and I want them to cool down so that I can actually touch the salmon and the vegetables and the breadcrumbs with my hands to form the patties. I believe the salmon is cooled enough for me to go in, and it's definitely cooked enough. If you can see, it flakes. We're getting flakes here. So that's easy for me to put in the recipe. So we're just gonna scrape this. Remember I mentioned those gloves also. We can use the gloves. It's cool enough for us to go in. But I do want it a little flaky, so I think I'm just gonna scrape my 2 forks against this like so. The flavor is beautiful. I can smell it already. And just flake it so I can throw it in my mixture of celery, carrots, and onions. Slightly seasoned. Perfect. I don't want to miss a morsel of this salmon. Salmon is very good for us. The omega-3s, the astaxanthin that's in there, that is a phytonutrient that the beautiful little salmon get. That's what the pink color comes from. And you can get that in a supplement form, or you can just get that when you're eating wild caught salmon. So many wonderful things. That's why I like to eat with a purpose. Of course, I know there's no purpose to an M&M other than pure joy and happiness, but for the most part, I like to make sure I eat with a purpose. And nothing like a little salmon patty. That'll get everybody else to eat it too. And for our prime time, over 30 age, that's the prime time people, we want to make sure we have enough omega-3s. Just a little hint for when you're doing your salmon. I don't know if you've noticed my pan. Obviously I cook on the parchment. I think I've mentioned that before in several videos that I don't like to cook on aluminum, hence the aluminum foil here as well. But watch this cleanup. That's it. No salmon juice, no burnt honey or anything right in here. Give that a try. To form our patties, I already have my parchment lined pans, and I line 2 just in case I make more. You know, really when you're doing recipes like that, you're buying the salmon already prepackaged or at your market, unless you can tell them exactly what you want. Usually if you're getting it somewhere else, you're getting what you get. So we got 2.26 pounds. So that's a little hard for me to judge how much breadcrumbs or how much mayonnaise I'm gonna be putting in this. Now I said mayonnaise because this is already cooked, and I would like to form these patties and place them in the refrigerator because it's not quite dinner time here in Georgia, and real time. And so I'm gonna form these, but these are already, it's pretty much an already cooked product. So I could use eggs. I've used them half the time I use eggs and half the time I use mayo, and each time it comes out fabulous. So you can't go wrong. So if you're kind of the person that's been cooking all day like me and you kind of have cleaned up already and you just don't want any more raw things laying around the kitchen or having to be cleaned, use your mayonnaise. I'll show you with the mayonnaise in case you haven't done that yet. I'm going to add a little bit parsley, dried parsley. Remember our salmon was flavored with the soy sauce. So I'm gonna continue with a little bit of soy sauce and pepper and powdered garlic. I don't want granulated. I want it to be a nice and smooth. So this is my pepper and this is my powdered garlic. And I'm not gonna add my soy yet. I'm gonna just mix this up and see. With my glove on. And see, without a glove, it's your house. You're not serving the public, you're only serving your loved ones. Okay, it's a beautiful mixture right now, and I'm gonna show you. We have a great ratio of salmon to vegetables. I don't have a problem with that at all. Beautiful. So I'm gonna put a little bit of soy in. Probably about 2 teaspoons of soy. Beautiful. Now my family will squirt lemon on top of it. My husband likes a little yum yum sauce, spicy yum yum sauce. So I have 2 cups of breadcrumbs here, and I'm going to mix it up a little bit, see if I'm getting dry. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be using all those 2 cups. That is a lot of salmon. I'm gonna stop, get into the mayo. I don't know about you, but sometimes when I see a recipe, I really like to eyeball. So 1, 2, for you guys, I'm doing this counting. 3, 4. Let's just see. Another one of my cheap, only for the kitchen gloves, and I'm gonna mix that up. I mix my hand kind of like a claw and just go round and round in a circle, and then I start folding it. And I definitely need a little bit of more mayo. I'm not comfortable with that yet, but it's definitely firming up and they're gonna be beautiful patties. So we had 4, we said, right? I'm gonna do 5, 6, and I am using the Hellmann's olive oil mayonnaise. Putting another glove on, mix away. Now you're probably saying, Jen, what about the rest of the breadcrumbs? I'm gonna show you this consistency. This is definitely formable, but I don't have another starch today. I only have the salad. To make for you a miso ginger dressing, because we had miso from another recipe. So inside here we have 3 tablespoons of miso, and I have the white organic miso. It just happens to be what was at the store, so inside our food processor. And also recipe calls for, of course, our ginger in our ginger miso dressing. And it asks us to put in about 1 inch of ginger. I'm just gonna cut it up to give the food processor a little bit of a break into little chunks. Okay, and then it calls for 2 carrots, medium-sized carrots, rough chops. And it calls for 1/4 cup of a neutral oil. I don't really use anything much different than avocado and oil, so I'm gonna choose avocado. And 1/4 cup of rice vinegar. Right in the food processor. 1 more oil in this bad boy, and it wants us to get a tablespoon of a darker sesame oil. So we have the pure sesame oil in our house here. So 1 tablespoon. Let's mix that up and see what we got here. It's been about 30 seconds, so let's take a look and see. Nice and chunky. Ooh, the smell is phenomenal. Do a couple more seconds. I hope it tastes just like my favorite Japanese restaurant. Let's give it a whirl. It's really, really, really good. I just don't taste a lot of ginger. I'm gonna add more ginger. Just a little bit more. My family loves ginger. If you have ginger at your house, you can grate it and then steep it and make tea. That's really good. Good anti-inflammatory. That's what I do. Let's give this a whirl. Add a little bit more. Okay, another minute in there. Ooh, I don't want to lose any of that dressing on top. Let's see if this tastes like my Japanese restaurant. Let's see. Perfect. It's perfect, and I think my family's gonna love that. It's ready for the salad. I'm so excited. A little bit more breadcrumb in. And this is gonna be definitely shy, well, 2 cups. 2 cups of breadcrumbs going in. So I've added 1 more good heaping tablespoon of mayonnaise, giving me a total of, what was that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, anywhere. So why don't we just say 8 to 10 for 2 1/4 pounds if you're going on the mayo end. And 2 cups of breadcrumbs. And let me tell you, this is fantastic. Look at that ball. I haven't even put any pressure on it, and that's how the patty is coming. So I'm gonna make a ball, and I'm just gonna keep rotating it down, but flattening it while I go. Nothing is more exciting than eating a patty that actually does look like you got it at a restaurant. Look at that beautiful thing. Make 11 nice size patties. I'm at least 3 to 4 inches. I'm gonna cover them with some saran wrap and throw them in the fridge. I'm gonna bake them in a 375 for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then I'm gonna crank that up higher because my family likes crunch and they're gonna get what they like. Okay, Nala's back in our life and groomed, and here are our salmon patties. We started at 375 for 20 minutes, and then today I chose to put them on broil because I was right here in the kitchen for an additional 4 minutes. They're gorgeous. Hope you enjoy.